and I have to come here every day, and I don't really feel, and I don't want to hide who I am. So I come here and I wear my necklace out. Sometimes I wear my kippah. And it's very scary that we have a government who won't do anything about it. It's very scary. Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
In my mind, a hate crime is a hate crime. So it's hate speech, and it deserves to be persecuted. It is hateful speech, and it's unacceptable that he's allowed to go up there and chant for people to die and get away with it.
Évidemment, de la même façon que le campement à l'Université McGill est paisible, je peux dire, et on respecte ça, mais on respecte absolument le droit de l'Université McGill de faire une demande d'injonction. On va attendre ce que la Cour va décider. Mais pour moi, c'est important de réitérer que Montréal, c'est une ville de paix, c'est une ville inclusive, où est-ce qu'on a le droit de se partager des opinions.
Last Friday, in the early afternoon, a billboard truck displaying images of the October 7 massacre carried out by Hamas against Israel was parked at the Rodick Gate in front of McGill University, where the anti-Israel camp has been occupying private property since April 27. Witnesses reported no reaction to its presence. Later that day, a group of students and supporters of Israel decided to engage in dialogue with the anti-Israel supporters about the current situation, rather than counter-protesting as reported by Radio-Canada. Their intention was to discuss without using flags or signs. As the police intervened, we went to the scene to gather testimonies. It's worth noting that McGill University has filed a new injunction after the previous one was rejected, and we are closely monitoring the situation. The graduation ceremony had to be relocated, resulting in costs exceeding $700,000 for the institution. Additionally, I collected reactions to the decision of the DPCP, Director of Criminal and Penal Prosecutions, not to press charges against Adil Sharkawi, the imam who delivered a speech on October 28 to thousands, mentioning exterminating Zionists. The DPCP stated there was no incitement to hatred under Canadian law, but I leave it to you to judge it for yourself.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
C'est de l'incitation à la haine, à la violence. Et moi, je compte sur les policiers pour faire leur travail.
Don't forget to sign our petition at deporthamas.com. And now, let's listen to the testimonies.
So I arrived right when they were removing the Jewish students on one side. The police was removing us while they are allowed to do this illegal encampment and do whatever they want and scream for resistance, and we're removed just for standing there. And we saw two of our friends being surrounded again by a group of pro-Palestinian anti-Israel students and also non-students, many non-students. And we came there to help them. We didn't want them to be alone. And it proceeded to us all being surrounded while we were sitting on a bench.
It wasn't as a counter-protest. We were here to ask questions. It ended up looking like a counter-protest because of the way that they surrounded us. Literally, so what we did is we walked in, we stood in front for a little bit just to ask questions. You could see the sign, well, it's not being held up now, but it says, "We were there October 7th, ask us anything." Exactly, we didn't have a flag, we didn't have anything like that, nothing to promote any sort of argument or hate. We just wanted to talk. They walked in, we walked through, and we walked out, and we stood right there, and we were surrounded by a bunch of different people, groups, whatever you want to call them. And then at one point, the police came in and they said it's going to get too dangerous. They came in and they removed us.
We were all sitting on the bench
right there, just peacefully in the sun, and we were tanning, we were all talking, having fun. Quite literally, they all came up to us, filming us, phones in our face, just going up and trying to intimidate us the entire time for a good hour. We're sitting there, we're not doing anything, I mean, some of them were filming them because, I mean, if they're getting our face, why can't we have their face?
All they saw were our Stars of David, and that invoked them to basically harass us.
I work at McGill, I'm a graduate student here. And I saw that Rudy was on campus today, and a bunch of my friends were here, and heard about some escalation. I wanted to come check it out and see what was going on. So I came down from up the hill and came to see some of my friends. They were sitting on the benches over there, very peaceful. We didn't even touch their signs. We didn't remove their signs. We sat around the signs. As you can see, though, they're not open. I'm a student here. I'm currently being blocked from my own campus. I was asked very politely by the police to leave.
In your own campus?
On my own campus, and I'm not putting anything on the police. They're gentlemen, honestly, gentlemen and gentlewomen.
Like, look, I understand where the police are coming from in the sense that they're just trying to make sure that the whole situation doesn't blow up. They don't want it to go crazy. Yes, as myself, I do wish that they would have said, hey, listen, you guys can't tell them they can't be here, blah, blah, blah. It would have been great. But the easiest way that they could see to close the situation was to remove the smallest group. You remove the smallest group, you stop the fight.
No one said anything.
Where are you from?
Can you leave?
Where are you from?
Can you leave? Where are you from? Good to know. Where are you from?
Where are you from?
Where are you from?
Because you say go home.
No one said that. Stop lying.
Yeah, you just say it.
No one said that. Stop lying. No one said that. Stop lying.
No. Yeah, I have it on camera. I'm sorry.
Go home is better.
Did you saw when the truck came in?
Yes.
And what happened? Like probably
Absolutely
they
nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like I said, we were there peacefully. The truck was here for about almost 2-3 hours. 2 hours. I think it was 2 hours. Just showing the footage. They never asked anything. They didn't. They didn't say. They didn't react to it, but they more reacted when we started walking in.
Do you think really that what they are saying is actually facts, that they are against Zionists and not the Jews?
There's a lot of anti-Semitism embedded in this movement because most of them don't even know where the word Zion, which is a Hebrew word that's written in the Tanakh, they don't know where it comes from. They just weaponize words that they don't know the meanings of, and they indoctrinate people. They push it onto people and they make trendy chants.
They had a sign that said evil Zionist. I'm an evil Zionist. I don't think I'm that much of an evil person for believing that my people originated from Israel and that's where we come from. And that's where we're gonna be. We're not leaving. Why do we have to leave? Like we can. I mean, I believe in like a one-state solution where we all can be living in peace together. Like Rudy Israel is here right now, trying to have meaningful conversations with people. I believe that we can live peacefully, but it's not peaceful when they don't want to have meaningful conversations and actually come to an agreement.
They just want to chant Intifada, which is basically the death of Jews. I know people that died in the Intifada. Innocent people. A 30-year-old woman I know, she was killed in her hotel.
How do you feel every time that you come on the campus?
I remember when I first heard the chants, I was extremely upset. To hear from the river to the sea, to hear Intifada. I mean, I have family who live in Israel, who served in the IDF, who lived through the Intifadas in Israel. It was extremely violent. I'm not really interested to hear how they define it, to be honest. I know I said dialogue is important, but the way they define it is not how it plays out in practice. The way it plays out in practice, it's violence, it's barbarism, and again, it's unsustainable. Violence is not sustainable.
Both of the injunction have been rejected. We have also McGill that's not doing anything so far. The mayor of Montreal saying that this encampment is peaceful. What is your really doubt on this?
This encampment is not peaceful at all. If I tried to walk in there, I would never be welcomed and I would be surrounded. I would probably be beaten and screamed at and told to go die, like they tell us every day. Resistance is justified. How can they say resistance is justified when my family, my friends died because of the resistance they think is justified? So if I walk in there, it's not peaceful. Anything they chant is not peaceful. Intifada is not peaceful. And we are all also against any death of anybody, but they want us dead. That's the difference. And that's why this encampment is not peaceful whatsoever.
I don't think so, because I celebrated Israel's birthday 2 days ago, Israeli Independence Day. They set up their counter-protest, and there were chants like Palestine is ours alone. We don't want no two states. So they're being very clear with what they want. They don't want a two-state solution. They don't want to live in peace. They want Palestine. They want Palestine alone. And we know that in the West Bank, in Gaza, Gaza is controlled obviously by Hamas, and there are 3 different zones in the West Bank. The zones that are governed by the Palestinian Authority, there are no Jews.
My first thought is these are not peaceful. I mean, they're out here screaming intifada, intifada. That is death. They're asking for death. From the river to the sea is asking from everybody from the Jordan River to the Mediterranean Sea to be Palestinian land. That means wiping out the Jews, the Israelis that are living there. I have family there. To me, that's saying, kill my family. The injunctions, I mean, I have no words. Even François Legault said that he wants the encampment gone, but the law doesn't seem to be working, so...
Intifada is the complete opposite of that. If they, at one hand, they chant for a ceasefire and then they chant for intifada. Choose one. Pick a story and stick with it, right? And also, they've been digging holes, which is trenches. They've been digging trenches, which is an obstruction of property. It should be illegal and it should be persecuted. It's an obstruction of property. And it's not at all peaceful. And when they say it's not about religion, I saw a poster up a few days ago that said, halal zone, no pigs allowed entry. You're making it about religion when you bring up religious things, right? So the idea that it's not, there's no anti-Semitism embedded in it is completely untrue, as they're targeting like over 95% of Jews when they say Zionists.
And to spend close to $1 million, money that is going to become tighter very soon, to spend that money on relocating your graduation while people who are not even students here occupy.
The kids were coming from the back of the university, and suddenly these young kids are starting to scream resistance, resistance, free Palestine, free Palestine. They probably don't even know what it means. It's like a group of like just kids. I don't understand why they need to do that. They have to learn about it. They don't need to speak about it. Like no one needs to force them to do this. And they are screaming free Palestine and resistance and genocide. All these things that they don't even know.
Le directeur des poursuites judiciaires et pénales have just decided that it would not prosecute criminally Adel Sharkawi, who actually delivered an anti-Semite speech during one of the march, saying that we should all find the Zionists and kill them. How do you feel about that? Because you're from the community.
So I know who he is. This is the first time that I hear of this news, actually. So I'm very upset, obviously, to hear about this. I think it's a problem with the current government we have. The Liberal government has been very soft on prosecuting criminals with their catch and release system that we have going on, and punish criminals that go unpunished. Ultimately, it's a rewarded act, right? If they're not being punished, it's a rewarded act. And so, if you're in this encampment and you hear that news, you become more brave in what you feel like you get away with. And I have to come here every day, and I don't really feel, and I don't want to hide who I am. So I come here and I wear my necklace out. Sometimes I wear my kippah. And it's very scary that we have a government who won't do anything about it. It's very scary. Yeah.
In my mind, a hate crime is a hate crime.
Yeah,
so
hate speech is hate speech, and it deserves to be persecuted. It is hateful speech, and it's unacceptable that he's allowed to go up there and chant for people to die and get away with it.
Do you think if it was the opposite, someone from the Jewish community that say this against Palestinian would be probably prosecuted?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Why wouldn't anyone? If someone threatens someone's life, a group of people targeting Zionists, which are 99 or 90-something% of Jewish people, they should be prosecuted, because it's a hate crime. If a white person said something up for a black person, they'd be targeted as racist, and they would probably be persecuted if they wanted to kill a certain group of people. We are a culture, we are a group of people, and we do not deserve to be prosecuted or targeted like this at all.
I'm disappointed in Montreal. I find that to allow this to happen it's promoting hate to everywhere, and just that situation alone, I have no comment. If I say anything, it's like it'll just show anger, and I don't want to show anger to everybody. We're trying to promote peace, not anger, and stuff like that just gets me enraged.
Beau go to deporthamas.com if you think that every people who are not Canadian citizens that are promoting and advocating for a terrorist organization as Hamas should be deported.